Today, I'm going to be casting to 45, and I normally wear a respirator so I don't breathe the lead fumes. Since I'm doing it outside, it's not that big a deal, but still trying to, minimize my exposure. So, you get the lead nice and melted, and we'll get started. This is a result of my casting last night. What I did was I went through and got some factory stuff to check the hardness, and here's a factory lead round nose, 9mm 38, but I can barely scrape it with my thumbnail. I can scrape it with my thumbnail all I want, but I'm not going to leave a mark. So there's no mark on there at all for my thumb. And here's one that I loaded, and it worked. They work fine. Here's a factory 44, and if I gouge it with my thumbnail, you can actually see a mark, but it's not that deep. I can feel it, but it doesn't really get that deep. Of course, here's factory 22 long rifle, copper plated, and I can get my thumbnail, so it's about as deep as the factory 44. Now these are all factory bullets. Here is a bullet I cast a couple of years ago using, I know, completely lead wheel weights, and it's the same as the factory. I can rub my thumbnail on it, and there's no marking on it at all from the thumbnail. And up here, these are arranged in the order of hardness. These are the hardest, this is the next hard, and then the 22 is the least hard. But this is the hardest of the stuff that I've made. I didn't do anything to it except just cast it. This is kind of the next hard. This is when I started mixing some surplus lead that I got, and you can see the thumbnail in it. So it's about as hard as the factory 44 stuff, where you can get your thumbnail into the part right there. And here's a loaded one. Now we're getting into the real soft stuff. This is all stuff that I cast. Oh, wait, let me back up a little bit. This is this same bullet, but I heat treated it, and the reason why it looks all weird is because the aluminum oxide lube that I had on it burned off. So it's what it looks like. Here's another one that's kind of all weird colored from the burnt lube, but it's really soft. It's still really soft. And I heat treated this at 350 for about 45 minutes, and it didn't seem to do a whole lot. It's no better than an unheat treated one. Here's, I got a fresh unheat treated one, and I can gouge my thumbnail in it pretty good. So moving on, here's a 357 cast one that a friend of mine gave me, and it's about as hard as this one, so it probably really goes number 3 as far as hardness goes. And then the heat treated ones and the unheat treated ones are about the same. It is a little harder, but not much. Here's one of the 223s I heat treated. So they just look funny, but they'll shoot. Now, what I did was I played around. I had some access to some zinc, so I cast some zinc bullets just to see if they would even cast, and they do. They cast up, and they're really nice too. They turned out really nice and shiny. Here's a 45. Now, the one thing I did notice is that between a lead and a zinc, you can see the lines, the lube lines are a little clearer on the lead on the right. I don't know, it's hard to see, but they're a little crisper on the lead than they are on the zinc. And they are really hard. I can scrape my thumbnail on it and you won't get any markings at all. It's hard as heck. Now the thing is though, this is supposed to be a 240 grain bullet, lead. Well, the zinc version comes out to about 190. So you really have to consider your powder charge for zinc instead of lead. And what I'll do is I'll load these up and I'll shoot them.